learning triple integrals. Here this integrand f of x, y, z will be integrated 3 times. First with respect to x, and then with y, and then with z. Now if the limits of x, that is x1 and x2, are the functions of y and z, then we integrate this integrand with respect to x first, but by keeping y and z as constants. And then your expression will be in y and z after integrating. And then we integrate with respect to y, but when we know that the limits of y are the functions of z, then we integrate with respect to y, keeping z as constant, and then the resultant expression, the final expression, will be in z. And because the limits of z are constants, we can easily put the limits and get the required final answer. There ends up the integration, right? So let's take an example. You have to evaluate this triple integral where the integrand is 1 over square root of 1 minus x square minus y square minus z square. So first we integrate this with respect to z, because here dz is written. So integrate with respect to z, but keeping x and y as constant. Here the limits of z are the functions of x and y. So always keep in mind that limits involving two variables are kept innermost. Then the limits involving one variable, and finally the constant limits, right? So let's start with the integration. So write these two integrals as it is. First we need to integrate this with respect to z. Now I know that x and y are constant. So can I write this 1 minus x square minus y square, taking this as together, minus z square dx. I have not integrated. I have just first taking these two, x square minus y square with plus 1 together, and now I am integrating this by using this result. So this becomes, I have to write the direct integration. So this is sine inverse z over a, where a is 1 minus x square minus y square root, and putting the limits. And then I'm having dy dx. Is it okay? Alright. So first putting this upper limit, these two will be cancelled out, and sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. Sine inverse 1 is pi by 2 minus, when you put 0 over here, sine inverse 0 is 0. dy dx. So the integration for this is constant pi by 2. Integration of 1 is y. So we are integrating this with respect to y. And then dx. So 0 to 1, taking pi by 2 outside, putting the upper limit for y. This is 1 minus x square, square root minus 0. So writing this as it is, pi over 2. Now the integration for square root of 1 minus x square is, we all know that using the result, x by 2 square root of 1 minus x square plus 1 by 2 sine inverse x. Finally, putting the limits, you get pi by 2, putting 1 first, this becomes 0, half sine inverse 1 is pi by 2, and then minus, putting 0, this becomes 0, and sine inverse 0 is 0, it's still 0. So this is pi square over 8. So this is how we solve this triple integral. Just integrate first with respect to z, keeping xy constant, putting the limits, then integrate with respect to y, keeping x constant, and then finally the limits of x are in constants and you get the answer. Thank you.